Welcome. In this video, we are going to discuss about the new social media code. So recently you must have been hearing about the Twitter versus government of India, the spat which was going on. There was lot of consideration what was going on, how the social media platform generally regulated. Do government has any right to control the content which are there on the media? So that was going on in some time in the news channel you would have seen. Another related news was how there was again a spat going on between the Australia government and Facebook regarding how the uh, compensation should be provided by the giants like Facebook and Google to the media agencies. So under these regard, the ministry has recently released a new social media code which will try to answer most of the things which has been in news for some recent time. So let's just quickly see what are these guidelines all about. So the name of these guidelines are Information Technology, Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rule 2021. So just remember in the YouTube channel on this Legacy IAS, you would see a video where I have made about the internet law. So just check out, just search by the internet law on the Legacy IAS channel. You will find that I have already made a video to explain how the IT Act of 2000 define the intermediary. So I will not go again and explain it. This is your homework. Go ahead and check out that video. It is already uploaded on the channel for free. You can get access to it. Just look into it and see what is the meaning of intermediary. For the purpose of understanding, it is basically, let's take an example. For an example, your Facebook, Netflix, your Google, these are all intermediaries through which you are getting some information, and these are the one which is providing you the internet services. So this is how the intermediary you can understand for. So the Information Technology, Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021 has been introduced to regulate social media platform and other intermediaries. So this is something which has been introduced. Section 79 of the Information Technology Acts provides a safe harbor to intermediaries that host user generated content and exempt them from liability for the actions of the user if they adhere to government prescribed guidelines. Now this is actually the section. Just remember, section 79 is the one which actually given the power for the Facebook, Twitter, these sites who are hosting the content from the user, but they are inciting different kind of issues, but they can always get away with it. For an example, there was a very problematic hashtag which was going on Twitter during the time of 26 January, how the violence break out in the farmers protest, and that is why there were like even the international celebrity went on the Twitter and tweeted about it. So all these things was not taken very well by the government of India, and it was like that this content that they're okay, it's fine that they are provided the safe harbor that they will not be held liable, but there should be some kind of responsibility that even the platform should have. The Twitter and Facebook should be held liable at certain point if they are not checking what kind of content is going on their platform. So this is the thing which has recently been introduced under the guidelines. The new guidelines prescribe an element of due diligence. So just remember, now there is a due diligence which has been prescribed to be followed by the intermediary, failing which the safe harbor provision would cease to apply to these platforms. What does this essentially means? That under section 79 they have been given a safe harbor that doesn't matter what kind of content the user are generating, Facebook and Twitter will not be held liable. But the new guidelines says that if they are not following due diligence, which require that you are actually, if the government has asking you that this kind of content is not up to the mark, you have to take it down, and if you are not complying, you will be held liable. So it's not like you can get away with it because you are protected under the safe harbor. So the safe harbor provision of section 79 will go away if the social media platform or intermediaries are not following up with the due diligence. They also prescribe a grievance redressal mechanism by mandating that the intermediaries, including social media platforms, should establish a mechanism for receiving and resolving the complaints from the user. So as of now, for an example, let's take an example of Facebook. As of today, if you really want to raise a complaint to them, even their support, it's totally automated. There is like predefined question, then only you can get, you cannot get any reply on that. So all this is not very user friendly. Like you do not want them to get the answer, it looks like that. So in that regard, what the new guidelines actually says is that FB, for an example, have to set up a redressal mechanism. So there will be grievance redressal mechanism which has to be set up by the intermediaries, including social media platforms, so that the complaints could be heard prominently and promptly by the from the users. These platforms will need to appoint a grievance officer to deal with such complaints, who must acknowledge the complaint within 24 hours and resolve it within the 15 days of receipt. So now this is also there, like there is a, what is in general, if you there is a thing that they have to resolve it within the 24 hours, like at least they have to acknowledge that complaint has come to them. They have to acknowledge that okay, this complaint has been registered, and they have to find the resolution within the 15 days. So this is the time limit which has been prescribed by the new guideline. Now it also have a component that this kind of service should be available 24/7. It's not like that if you want to raise a complaint at 3 a.m. in the morning, there is nobody available. So it should be 24/7 available service. So these are the things, these are the major guidelines which has been provided. Now let's just quickly see what are the content which this particular guidelines say cannot be hosted on the website. So when we say due diligence, on which content the intermediary have to follow the due diligence. So it has actually defined what are those which threaten the unity, integrity, defense, security and sovereignty of India, friendly relationship with foreign state or public order. So you can understand anything which goes against the security and integrity and sovereignty of India would be considered a content which should not be hosted on platform, and they have to take it down. Then causes incitement to the commission of any cognizable offence, or prevents investigation of any offence, or is insulting any foreign state. That kind of content should also be taken now. Like if from some user account, if somebody is really saying something bad about a country with which India has a very good and cordial relationship, in that regard it is actually harming the foreign relationship. So such kind of content also need to be taken down. Is defamatory, obscene, pornographic, pedophilic, invasive of another privacy, including bodily privacy. So basically those kind of morphed images or fake, deep fake, such kind of images, if they are floating around on the platform, again they have to follow the due diligence, they have to take it down. Is insulting or harassing on the basis of gender. So if like there is a misogynist kind of, misandry kind of comments which is like very offending for the other gender, such as also need to be taken into consideration. Libya's racially or ethnically objectionable, again those kind of racially incited statements are again something which need due diligence. Relating or encouraging money laundering or gambling, so anything which is like supporting the idea of money laundering or is blatantly encouraging gambling also should be taken down. Otherwise inconsistent with or contrary with the laws of the India. So basically what are the law of India, how the rule of law works over here, if anything which is written against it, it should be taken down. So these are the guidelines, these are the new guidelines which says that if such kind of content is available on the platform, it is the what you can say responsibility of the intermediaries to take it down. So it says that the rules stipulate that upon receipt of information about the platform hosting prohibited content from a court or an appropriate government agency, it should remove the said content within 36 hours. So basically if it gets an order, court order for an example, or even if it is an order from a government agency like your NSA or CBI, all these agency come to and says that these content is objectionable and should be taken down. So the intermediary has the time limit of 36 hours to take it down. So this is the provision of due diligence that they have to follow and has been recently introduced. Now, what are the penalties? Like, what if they violate the guidelines and they don't follow through? So, in that case, under Section 66 of the IT Act, if a person without the permission of the owner or any other person in charge of the computer or the computer network damages the said property, he would be liable to pay a penalty of rupees 5 lakh or would be jailed for 3 years or both. So basically, just remember, if somebody is tampering or somebody is damaging the computer property or even computer network or the service provided over there, that person could be liable for a fine of 5 lakh or 3 years jail or even both. So that is one of the things which is mentioned under the Section 66 of IT Act. Then Section 67A of IT carries provision to fine and imprison person transmitting sexually explicit act of content. So basically, pornographic content, if that is being streamed or that is being transmitted, that person would be, for first instance, that there shall be liable to pay a penalty of rupees 10 lakh and face imprisonment up to 5 years, while in the second instance the jail term would go up to 7 years. So this is the thing. If you are if somebody is actually transmitting the sexually explicit content or conducting such kind of act on the internet or by using any other computer sources, the liability is 10 lakh plus 5 years jail term for first time, then 7 years if there is a repeated offense. Executive of intermediaries which fail to act on the order issued by the government citing threat to sovereignty or integrity, defense, security, state or public order can be jailed up to a period of 7 years under Section 69 of the IT Act. So under Section 69 is the one where the punishment for the intermediary is mentioned. Executives of there, like the CEO and the CTOs, the CEO, those people would be held liable if, for an example, in the case of Twitter, if the Twitter was not following with what the government of India has been talking about, in that case, the penalization could be done on the executive of Twitter, for an example. So these are the penalties which has been defined. Now let's just quickly see other things which has also been come as part of these guidelines. For an example, for social media, it has been mentioned that identify the first originator of content that authorities consider anti-national. So they have been tasked to find the first originator, that who is the first person. So you know that it keeps on forwarding, like the content keep on forwarding on the internet and then it's blow up. So in that regard, the idea is you first should know who is the first originator, and that is something which the social media need to provide the information with. Appoint grievance officer, resolve complaints in 15 days. We already have seen that. File monthly compliance report on complaints received and action taken. Now this is again a monthly reporting system has also been introduced, that these intermediaries now have to provide a monthly report that what all complaints they have got and how they have actually taken action on it. So this is something which has come for the social media. Now there is a thing for digital news too, like there are many websites, many platforms which are providing digital news, but there should be some kind of regulation for them. So for them, the guideline says follows Press Council of India, Cable TV Network Act norms. So basically these are Press Council of India and Cable TV Network. These are the one who as of now control the paper and electronic media. So the digital news also going forward have to follow these regulations. Self-regulatory bodies to oversee the adherence to code of ethics. So again, they can form their self-regulating body which should come up with an idea of code of ethics that should be followed by all the members of that particular body. Information and Broadcasting Ministry to form panel and oversight mechanism. So again, for digital news, the oversight mechanism would be formed by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. So this is for the digital news. Now there are certain guidelines for the OTT platform. What are the OTT platforms? For an example, your Netflix. These are over-the-top platforms. For an example, you use internet, but Netflix is over the top of that and you are streaming video on it. So it is an over-the-top platform. What has been advised on that they have to self-classify the content into 5 age-based categories. So U, which is universal, like there is no kind of restriction on there. UA 7 plus, which is basically for the 7 plus years. UA 13 plus, UA 16 plus, and finally A. So these are the 5 categories that the guidelines says that the content has to be classified into. Then it also talks about that there should be an option of parental lock for any content classified as UA 13 plus or above. So anything which is UA 13 plus or above should have a parental lock where the parents could actually monitor and control what kind of content their children is seeing. Age verification mechanism for content classified as age. So this is also something like they should have something like, are you above 18 years or not? So these kind of things, age verification is also need to be done on the OTT platforms. So these are the things which has been come into the guidelines recently. So more news will come into picture where they will talk about whether this is going to get the social media, these rules are going to go against the freedom of speech and expression. Keep an eye on them, but try to objectively see what are the facts. So keep the facts in mind and then go ahead and read the opinions and then try to have a balanced answer at the end of it. So I hope you have understood this video. If you have any doubt, feel free to drop a comment. Thank you.